peace and love. What's going on in the States right now with the Republicans is that they aren't attacking trans people who transition, right? That's not the issue. The people they're attacking are LGBTQ2 plus people, LGBT people. Transgenderism, transitioning, the transgenders, right? This is just a modern day opportunity to, again, attack and assault LGBT people. That's all it is. You know, I'm sure that like Ben Shapiro, whatever the guy's name is, and Maddie Walsh, who has been invading my privacy and stalking me and just kind of like trying to intimidate me and stuff like that. I haven't been paying any attention to him. I'm sure these guys are working for them. They're using social media, they are data mining people, and they're capitalizing upon it to build arguments for their upcoming campaign, right? But don't be fooled. Do not be fooled, right? Just because they're coming after someone like me does not mean that they accept gay people, but not me. That's not the case. It's going to go backwards all the way if you let it. That's simply how it is. The reality is they do not like gay people, right? Doesn't fit into the social, religious, conservative perspective, right? And you can say, oh, well, we have some gay politicians kicking around and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm not going to discredit them, right? But the real issue is that, like, they do not like LGBT people. So there's one in Texas with this Republican George Abbott. He's trying to undermine the transitioning of kids and attempting to charge the parents with assisting the child with transitioning, right? What if the child wants to transition? What if the child wants to transition? Right? What if the child has no interest in being, you know, what they're becoming? That's how it was for me, right? But at that point in time, this was just not acceptable in society. This just was not a thing. You know, were we always there? Yeah, we were always there. We just conformed. Right? We just conformed. You know, and then you have this other one, right? But basically, this is just attacking, you know, the LGBT spectrum. You know, if you look at this one, I was watching Jay Alva's show, J-A-L-V-A. If you've never watched him, check him out. And he was talking about this senator in Florida, and the senator is saying that LGBT is not permanent. Think about this. Think about this, right? And so her excuse is that, like, she knows a trans woman, and the trans woman transitioned and liked men, but then switched over to liking women all of a sudden, right? And thus discrediting, you know, the transition. So it's like saying that, like, women who transition have to strictly be gay. But in the proceeds of saying that, she's saying LGBT is not a real thing because it vasculates all over the place, right? Hence, gay people aren't really gay, right? You can make if you can make one argument, you can make the other. You know, think about it. It's like saying that, like, lesbians aren't really lesbians. Lesbians are just people who had bad experiences with men. That's why they turn gay. Or, you know, gay men aren't really gay, they're just confused or whatever, right? You know, or like there's no science to back up being gay. You can easily slide backwards continually, right? To beat it back into a socio-religious conservative paradigm of like 1950, right? Clearly. And I'm certain that what the Republicans over there are doing is that they have been, you know, pumping out propaganda. They have been like invading people's privacy and data mining. And now when the campaign comes up, you know, they're going to use this one focal point of people who transition. And they're going to do the same thing that like Ben Shapiro does and Maddie Walsh, right? And just cost trans people all the time, right? They're going to pick the worst examples. They're going to capitalize upon all the cliches, right? And then the Republicans are going to use it in their campaign. Yep. Why? And why? To get elected. Right? They probably don't care about me. They don't care about people like me because I'm a bloody minority. Even gay people are largely a minority, like strictly open gay people who live their lives, you know, are in a minority in of themselves. They don't care about this. They're simply just looking to feed like piranhas upon your hate. They want to bring out your hate. They want to find something that makes you uncomfortable, right? They want to tap into that. They want to drag it out of you, right? Because if they can drag one thing out of you, they can drag another. They can drag another. And it's just like this can of worms that they opened up. And what do you got? Hate spilling out everywhere, right? Discrimination is discrimination, right? Whether you're discriminating against trans women, trans men, non-binary people, gay, lesbian people, bisexual people, you know, that type of discrimination really is not different than, say, discrimination in relation to something like race. Right? Why is it these people like Ben Shapiro and specifically, right? Why is it that these people focus so much on race and sexuality, race, sexuality, race, sexuality, race, sexuality, race, sexuality? Because they want to draw out your hate. The two go in tandem. The two work in tandem. Right? Discrimination is discrimination. If you can discriminate across the board, unilaterally, do it, right? Because that is a stronghold. They're literally looking to feed upon, they're looking to provoke, evoke, and capitalize upon people's hate and utilize it for a new campaign, right? Do they really care? They don't really care, right? They're just pumping up propaganda. They're just getting people stirred up to campaign. Can I draw a straight line from one to the other? No. I'm not even American. But it's pretty bloody clear. Like, it's pretty bloody obvious. All you gotta do is just watch it for a while. I've been kind of paying attention to it for the last year, and it becomes evident to one very easily.